face and to be with you today.
Too. So happy to see you.
I love the plants behind you. You look like you're this.
Flowers. I thought, and I wore a flowery dress for you.
Oh, you are a garden anyway of ideas.
Oh,
I just want to thank you so much for doing this, Arianna.
I'm delighted. You know, I love you.
Oh, thank you. I cannot wait till we see each other again.
I know, me too.
I was telling Mako that I framed your book along with Matt Walker's books like a work of art in the exhibition. Yeah, it's the most gorgeous show. So thank you so much for
So happy
sharing.
you are doing that, and we would love to get tons of material to social and amplify your messages.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, firstly, I wanted to introduce you to everybody who will be watching this in conjunction with the launch of our Science and Mystery of Sleep show.
I love that. It's so great that you are bringing both together, only you.
Oh, well, thank you. We have to say we met, you were one of the all-time most luminous speakers back almost, I think, 20 years ago, along with Dame Anita Roddick and our local hero. Her name was B. Gaddy, who was a champion for the homeless. And you spoke at our sleepover party, remember that?
I remember extremely well.
Along with Agape, too.
Along with Agape, the goddesses.
Exactly, exactly. Well, today I wanted to first just introduce you by saying that when you had your own sleep crisis,
yes,
you, true to your visionary nature, went to find the solution and to understand sleep and its impact on yourself, but you never stop there. You always take the lessons that come your way in life and share them for the benefit of humanity.
Well, you do the same.
Thank you. And your book, The Sleep Revolution, for me is just one-stop shopping for so many people. So with that, I wanted to ask you if you could share, just if you had only a little time with people, what would you want them to understand most about sleep?
Well, I love the fact that you are bringing together the science and the mystery of sleep, because both are true. And first of all, actually, I want them to understand the science of sleep. That's why in my book I have 50 pages of that, because I want them to realize that sleep is not optional. According to all the science that we have from multiple scientific sleep centers, sleep is the only time that we can clean up our brains from the toxins that accumulate during the day. And so once people recognize that, they need to know that unless they have a genetic mutation, you know, about 1 to 1.5% of the population has a genetic mutation and they don't need a lot of sleep. The rest of us, the vast majority, need 7 to 9 hours. And the mystery of sleep is there for all of us once we acknowledge its importance and give into it.
I wanted to ask you, in speaking of mystery, in your intuitive life, because I think most geniuses really have a strong sense of intuition. They perceive things that the rest of us don't easily. And I wanted to ask you, did you ever have a precognitive dream, a dream that actually came true?
What I have had is a recurring dream that has been sort of very central to my life. And that recurring dream is that I'm on a train going home to God. Bear with me. You could think of it as going home, whatever resonates with you. And my life is scenery. You know, some of it is beautiful scenery, other is ugly scenery, but the train moves on. And pain comes when I cling to the scenery, whether it's joyful or painful. And for me, that's kind of been an incredible summing up of what life is, that life is in movement and it's progressive and change is inevitable. And when I have that dream again and again, it kind of reaffirms that in my life. And it reminds me really of my favorite quote by Rumi, um, that live life as though it's all rigged in your favor.
Oh, you know, we put on the largest Rumi festival ever put on in the United States with almost new money, and it was just an astonishment. And then we dedicated a year to him
Oh,
in an exhibition called All Faiths Beautiful, from atheism to Zoroastrianism, respect for diversity of belief. And we used his
amazing.
poetry everywhere.
I love that.
I have two more important sleep questions to ask you. And again, I can't say enough about your book, The Sleep Revolution. It's in plain language. The science is very accessible, but your own story. I'm a workaholic as well. I've had one vacation in 25 years. And I thought that because your lack of sleep became such a crisis, that your message and I can see what it's doing for you. Is just so important. I wanted to find out, because many inventors and composers and people who get stuck on a business problem, a personal problem, find if they go to sleep after doing their best to figure out the solution with their conscious mind, that they will wake up with an insight they can, that's so dead on. Have you had that experience?
Yes, many times. You know, Steinbeck actually said that the committee of sleep solves problems at night that seemed insoluble during the day. For me, one of the ways this works is by cleaning up my hard drive of my brain. You know, often what gets in the way of my creativity or my intuition are all the things that we're all dealing with in our lives, you know, relationship friction, little trivial problems, little emotional upsets. So I find that during sleep, these things are cleared out. So then I'm left with a space from which to create. And it's more like that Marie Kondoing of my emotional and mental life, so that I can be in that space from which creativity flourishes.
Yes. Well, you obviously practice that very much. And then finally, did you ever get a specific creative inspiration? Did you, even the term sleep revolution, how do ideas come to you? And
Oh,
this,
yes. I mean, really, all the time. I find that I get both creative inspirations about books, about what we're doing with my company now, Thrive Global, but also I get like warnings.
interesting.
You know, as an entrepreneur, the biggest mistake we can make is hiring mistakes.
Yes.
So often in my dreams, if I'm in the process of deciding whether to hire or not hire somebody, my dream will bring up to the surface a red flag, something in my conversation with that person that could become a problem that my conscious mind may have missed, but the unconscious mind got it.
Wow.
And it surfaces that to me in a dream that helps me make a better decision. So I love the fact that you're focusing on how productive sleep is, because we're living in a culture that for decades has considered sleep a waste of time. I mean, you snooze, you lose, we say, or I'll sleep when I'm dead. So we have a lot of culture shifting to do. And by emphasizing the productive nature of sleep, um, you're actually going to make a lot of converts, for which I'm very grateful, because I will always be a sleep evangelist.
Oh, yeah. I had the privilege of interviewing Dr. George Church, the famous kind of genius virologist, and who's a lifelong narcoleptic. And he, as well as a local talented artist named Landis Expandis, shares where he gets his music and his art from all sleep oriented. So,
Amazing. I love that.
well, you are amazing. I cannot wait to see you. And I hope Agape will come with you again. This exhibition will be up for 2 solid years. And it is one-stop shopping, particularly with the cherry on top of your amazing book, and how generous you have been to share something so personal, plus your solutions, so that everybody is helped. With all my heart,
Thank
thank
you so much. With all my heart to you. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll definitely be there before the exhibition is over.
you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arianna.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you for Thrive as well, Five
Thank you
Global.
so much. Thanks for all you're doing. Bye.
Bye.